Good day, grade 6 math warriors! Are you ready to explore the world of Mathematics 6? Then, prepare yourselves for a brand new learning experience for the second quarter. I am your math coach, Teacher Hurley, and I am here to instruct, guide, and motivate you to enjoy answering your module. Now, math warriors, get your pen, paper, and self-learning modules in Math 6 Quarter 2, Week 1. And let us exercise our mind about ratio and proportion. In this episode, at the end of the lesson, you are expected to express one value as a fraction of another given the ratio and vice versa. Define and illustrate the meaning of ratio using concrete or pictorial models. And define and illustrate the meaning of proportion using concrete or pictorial models. Now, are you ready? Then let's start! And for today's lesson, we have 3 lessons to deal with. First is lesson 1 about introduction of ratio and proportion. So let's define first what is ratio. Ratio is a way of comparing 2 or more quantities having the same units. The quantities may be separate entities or they may be different parts of a whole. In general, a ratio is written using the symbol of colon written between the number of 2 quantities being related. A ratio can be expressed as a fraction. For example, the ratio 3:4 can be expressed as 3/4. A fraction can be expressed as ratio. For example, the fraction 2/3 can be expressed as 2:3. Now let's start with example number 1 in your module. If there are 5 girls and 7 boys, we can write the ratio of girls to boys in 3 ways.
So we came up with the answer, word form 5:7, column form 5:7, and fraction form 5/7. Let's proceed to the next example in your module. Compare the number of vowels to consonants in the word mathematics. We have the vowels A, E, and I. So there are 3 vowels in the word mathematics. And we have the consonant letters M, T, H, C, and S. And there are 5 consonant letters in the word mathematics. Hey learners, do you follow me? Do you understand? Very good! Alright, do you now fully understand the lesson? So let's find out.
This time, let's have a quick check challenge before moving on. Now get a pen and answer the activity Lesson 1, What's More, found in your module. I have here a table. You need to complete the table by filling out the missing form in each column. You have 5 seconds to answer each number. Ready, math warriors? Let's start!
In number 1, the missing form is fraction form. So the answer is 7/2. For number 2, the missing form is colon form. So the answer is 4:9. Number 3, the missing form is colon form. The answer is 3:5. And for number 4, the missing form is fraction form. The answer is 2/5. Did you all get the correct answer? If yes, good job! For those who did not, I know you can still make it. And very good in taking the challenge.
This time, let's have another lesson about defining and illustrating the meaning of ratio and proportion using pictorial models. Proceed to lesson 2 of your learning module. Again, a ratio is used to compare two or more quantities with the same units.
Let's have example number 1. There are 7 boys and 8 girls in a class. The ratio of boys to girls is 7:8. Next example, number 2. What is the ratio of circles to rectangles? The answer of the ratio of circles to rectangles is 3:7, which means that for every 3 circles, there are 7 rectangles. Example number 3. What is the ratio of stars to triangles? The ratio of stars to triangles is 8:5, which means for every 8 stars, there are 5 triangles. Note, the order in which the ratio is expressed is important. Therefore, the order of the terms in a ratio must correspond to the order of objects being compared.
Hey Math Warriors! Do you know how to define and illustrate a ratio? Are you ready for another quick check activity? Now get your pen and module and answer activity in lesson 2. What's more, found in your self-learning modules. You have 5 seconds to answer each number. Ready? Go!
Number 1. Squares to circles. Number 2. Triangles to rectangles. Number 3. Circles to squares. Number 4. Rectangles to triangles. Alright, did you get perfect? Good job, Math Warriors, for doing great in this challenge.
Now, we will have the last lesson, which is all about defining and illustrating the meaning of proportion using concrete or pictorial models. Proceed to lesson 3 of your self-learning modules. Ratio and proportions are similar figures that are easily confused. Ratios compare values, while proportions compare ratios. Study the figure.
What is the ratio of hearts to triangles? The answer is 4:6. If you will group them into twos, what is the ratio? The answer is 2:3. The ratio 4:6 and 2:3 are equal ratios. When 2 ratios are equal, a proportion is formed. Proportion is a statement of equality between 2 ratios. Each part of the proportion is a term. The first and last terms are called extremes, while the second and the third terms are called means. In a proportion, the cross products of equal ratios are equal. For example, 4 and 3 are extremes. 6 and 2 are means. How do we check if two ratios form a proportion? Here is the solution. First, you write the proportion. 4:6 equals 2:3. Multiply the means. And multiply the extremes. When you multiply 6 times 2 and 4 times 3, you get the product 12. 12 is equal to 12. The ratios form a proportion since the product of the means and the product of the extremes are equal. Let's have another example. Tell whether 6/11, 9/16 form a proportion. First, we write the proportion. 6/11 equals 9/16. Next, we multiply the means and we multiply the extremes. When we multiply 11 by 9, we get 99. And when we multiply 6 by 16, we get 96. 99 is not equal to 96. The ratios here do not form a proportion since their cross products are not equal. Hey, math warriors! Are you ready for another quick check activity?
Now, get a pen and answer the activity Lesson 3, What's More, found in your self-learning modules. You have 5 seconds to answer each number. Ready, math warriors? Let's start!
Determine whether each is a proportion or not. Write the correct answer on your answer sheet. Number 1. 4:5 and 8:9. Number 2. 12:15 and 4:5. Number 3. 28:42 and 2:3. And number 4, 2/5 and 4/12.
In general, ratios and proportions are similar figures that are easily confused. Ratio compares values, while proportions compare ratios. When two ratios are equal, a proportion is formed. Also, ratio is written using the symbol of colon, written between the number of two quantities being related, and can also be expressed as a fraction. This time, let us see and evaluate what you have learned by taking the assessment in your self-learning modules. Directions. Read and analyze each item carefully. Write the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet.
Number 1. What is ratio? Letter A. It is an ordered comparison of the relationship between two equal quantities. Letter B. It is an unordered comparison of the relationship between two quantities. Letter C. It is an ordered comparison of the quantities between two values. Or letter D. It is an unordered comparison of the quantities between two values. Number 2. How can we write a ratio? Letter A, using the word is to. Letter B, using a column. Letter C, as a fraction. Or letter D, all of the above. Number 3. What is the ratio of the leaves to the flowers in the picture? Letter A, 15 is to 6. Letter B, 3 is to 6. Letter C, 2 is to 1. Or letter D, 1 is to 2. Number 4. Which of the following does not represent a ratio? Letter A, 5 halves. Letter B, 9 is to 13. Letter C, 6 and 11. Or letter D, 4 is to 11. Number 5. There are 24 boys and 16 girls in grade 6 Kamya. What is the ratio of girls to boys using fraction? Letter A, 24 over 16. Letter B, 16 over 24. Letter C, 24 over 40. Or letter D, 16 over 40. Number 6. A recipe for pancakes uses 3 cups of flour and 2 cups of milk. What is the ratio of milk to flour? Is it letter A, 2 is to 3? Letter B, 3 is to 2. Letter C, 2 is to 5. Or letter D, 3 is to 5. Number 7. What do 2 equal ratios form? Is it letter A, percentage? Letter B, proportion? Letter C, commission? Or letter D, sum? Number 8. Which of the following is a proportion? Is it letter A, 9 is to 2 is equal to 18 is to 2? Letter B, 16 is to 25 is equal to 4 is to 5. Letter C, 12 is to 14 is equal to 6 is to 7. Or letter D, 3 is to 8 is equal to 16 is to 6. Number 9. Which of the following pair of ratios form a proportion? Letter A, 1 is to 2 equals 2 is to 1. Letter B, 3 is to 4 equals 6 is to 12. Letter C, 9 is to 6 equals 6 is to 4. Or letter D, 2 is to 3 equals 4 is to 5. Number 10. 7 is to 12 is equivalent to blank. Is it A, 28 is to 40? B, 42 is to 71. Or letter C, 72 is to 42. And letter D, 42 is to 72.
Good job, Math Warriors, for doing Quarter 2, Week 1 of your self-learning module. Remember that mathematics is a powerful tool that exercises your mind to make it sharper and brighter. With that, this is your math coach, Teacher Herlin, and keep on being critical, logical, and responsible math warriors. See you next time, and let's make every day count!